The SEC has just started a war on crypto. And don't think you know everything. If I were to ask you how many cryptos are considered securities by the SEC and how many battles have they started, what would you say? Well, the supposed number is around 60 to 70 different cryptos that the SEC now wants to smack in the face. The SEC unveiled their game-changing crypto rules. They didn't, impacting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. What this article says is that the SEC established some new rules for securities-based swap entities. And the thing is, they're alleging that many different crypto platforms offer as an SBS, and for that reason, this concerns crypto. And through these rules, it impacts 67 digital cryptos. And following everything that we've read throughout the last couple of days, the SEC is aiming to destroy, or rather disrupt, every system that we currently have got, and again, in my own opinion, destroy our freedom to make money any way that we please. But this video is about to be very freaking interesting because I have found some dirt on some of these people. One of the things I have found will hopefully shock you if you have not seen it over on Twitter. And guys, let me tell you real quick, make sure that you press that like button. If you haven't done so yet, give you a couple of seconds right now to do it, and let's dive right in because this is insane. Anyway, so what I've got here, this is wild. A court filing shows Gary Gensler applied to become an advisor of Binance all the way back in 2019, a year before he got his position at the SEC. Realize this. This is one of the most conflict of interest pieces I have ever seen. And if you've been in the XRP community, you know we've got William Hinman and a couple of other guys like Jay Clayton that we have been alleging, the conflict of interest for, but this is plain obvious. Nobody can tell me that we can't expect or suppose that perhaps Gary Gensler wants to go after Binance more because of personal vendetta. Now, Eleanor Tourette from Fox also said, does tonight's news suggest that Gary Gensler should have been recused himself from voting to bring the lawsuit against Binance in order to avoid any appearance of impropriety? And John Deaton said, we know how SEC leadership treats conflicts of interest and appearances of improprieties now, don't we? Yeah, they don't care. So all I can say about that situation is he needs to resign. Now, to be a little bit more specific, by the way, this was when Gary Gensler was still teaching at the MIT Sloan School of Business. This was before he became the chair of the SEC after Jay Clayton. And even though he was not hired, CZ did start the dialogue in the sense that they did discuss it. And I mean, Binance has been pretty open to accepting inputs from a lot of different fields, but right now Binance is noticing, hey, this might be a little bit of a conflict of interest since we had some discussions. But while the report was silent on the reasons why he was not hired, it detailed a couple meetings between him, CZ, and Gensler. On one of the occasions, both met for lunch in Japan in March 2019. Also, the duo sat down to an interview as part of the course Gensler was himself taking at MIT at the time. So I might have never seen a rat of this degree. A wolf in sheep's clothing. I think that's the way you say it, right? BitBoy also has a piece on it saying, what people don't realize yet is that CZ from Binance didn't just say no to Gary Gensler. No. He said no to the entire US banking system. He knew Gary was a fox in the henhouse from the beginning. When banks realized they couldn't enter Binance, they set out to destroy it. And at first, I was really skeptical in reading that type of stuff because you have to be. You can't always presume they're against you because sometimes it's just their thoughts are outdated and wrong, but they're not necessarily against you for you being you, if you understand that difference. But now because of these revelations, I am not so sure that it's not just all right, you didn't want me? All right, I'm gonna get you guys down. And perhaps this is what started his tenure into hating crypto. I mean, if you think about it, how could you become an advisor of Binance, but then despise every crypto except for Bitcoin? How does that link? How does that work? Or did he want to become an advisor to say, stop all business, I've warned you, or I'm gonna be an insider and make freaking $100 million exposing you guys? Or what happened? Anyway, check this out. Robinhood is delisting Cardano. We've seen this play out. This This is perfect. This is so perfect. In 2021, when the SEC went after Ripple, every platform delisted XRP and essentially threw them to the curb. No one stood up for them. Funny how now that the SEC is going after everyone, you see major players decide to fight back. Where was this energy in early 2021? That's a good question. Even David Schwartz himself posted, and so we shall go to war. TikTok says, but we went to war for 2 years. And David says, some of us. But now it really should be all of us. Because right now, officially, is the start of the great crypto digital, I suppose, war. You don't believe me? You're doubtful? You're like, is that good enough to call it a war? Well, take a look at this. You know, I'm just a reporter here. I'm showing you everything. You decide for yourself if you agree. At the end of the day, it's all in your own brain, right? I can't make these decisions for you. Borovic also said the war on crypto has started. Because, breaking news, the largest bank in Australia to decline payments to crypto exchanges, citing the risk of scammers. Now, a fun question we can ask is, are these banks less likely to be involved with scams than these crypto transactions that they're blocking? Because that's a heavy allegation. And second of all, are these banks more solvent than these crypto exchanges? Another good-ass question. And third of all, this has been happening in all these countries. In the UK, we covered it a couple of months ago that they were heavily shutting down on these crypto gates, I'ma call it. But for it to happen right now at a time like this, I personally believe this is just pure adding fuel to the fire. I can't get this one perfectly in frame because the title is freaking huge, but Circle hires a former CFTC chair, Heath Tarbert, as the top lawyer. So, why I quickly want to show you guys this is because companies are preparing. And from Binance's perspective, I think they've gotten themselves a lot of different ex-SEC, ex-CFTC, ex-OCC people. I believe even for a little while, the CEO of Binance US was one of these top spearheads at one of these major US organizations. And that's the thing. These people, Binance US, etc., they know exactly what is possible in terms of registering. And there's a 99.9% chance that they've done everything to register as properly as possible. Now, I'm not going to be denying, I'm not going to be that guy to say that they are properly registered following every single rule that the SEC has set in place. I'm not going to be that person. What I will say is that right now, let's say I were to start a crypto exchange in the United States. Where would I go? US SEC? Not going to listen to you. Where exactly do you stop at to make sure you've done everything right? Coinbase thought they did everything right. They went for an IPO. The SEC said, hey, fine, little kiss, I bless you. And then afterwards, 2 years later, they come and say, no, that was all wrong. Where should they have registered? How should that have been done? Because you can't tell me their entire business model is illegal. The only thing I can accept hearing is that they didn't have the proper license. But then tell people where to get it. And that's why it's so important that the SEC sued Coinbase first. It's such a stupid mistake. I talked about it yesterday. This, I think, is the critical mistake that the SEC made, because right now they're going to have to go in front of court to explain what the rules regarding crypto are to a certain extent, or rather, they're going to have to explain to Coinbase why they don't want to sit down to make proper rules, and in that fight, it will become available to the public what exactly their determination regarding these exchanges, regarding crypto and all of that is. They can't avoid it anymore because now they've sued Coinbase, and Coinbase, I think, will want to know exactly why the SEC decided to not respond to their previous letters. Remember, Coinbase sued the SEC first as a first step. What I'm talking about here is the fact that SEC sued Coinbase first before giving an answer to Coinbase's previous lawsuit. Because of that suit, the Third Circuit, handed the SEC an order today with 7 days to respond. This means the SEC may have to issue crypto rules, and this could happen faster than legislation. Let's dig to what happened. A quick recap. In July of 2022, Coinbase filed a rulemaking petition with the SEC asking it to provide regulatory guidance for crypto. 9 months passed and they didn't respond. In April 2023, Coinbase went to court. The SEC asked the court to deny Coinbase's request, but the court didn't even have a chance before the SEC sued Coinbase. Today, the court gave the SEC 7 days to answer 3 questions. Did the SEC decide to deny Coinbase's petition for regulatory guidance? If the SEC hasn't yet decided to deny Coinbase's petition, how much more time does it need? why this court should not keep jurisdiction and order periodic reports and set a deadline to rule on Coinbase's petition if the SEC hasn't decided. And hopefully we will see some response before it's all too late. And as a side note, I should also say that Binance's CZ has been summoned to appear in front of court or something like that. I was told that this is just part of the SEC compliance process, nothing new. And also I was told I won't have to appear in person, no need to FUD. Eleanor's tweet was accurate, not FUD. The FUD I was referring to was other FUD on Twitter or elsewhere, which there are plenty. And it's referring to the fact that new Binance's CEO, CZ, has just been ordered to respond and answer the summons of a U.S. district court along with other entities named in the suit. He does not have to appear in person, but respond within a time frame below. And today there appears to be a little bit more fear in the markets, or just a normal downwards day. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's really not that bad. Some cryptos that were hit hard, like Algorand, they were definitely in the bigger crosshairs of the SEC, and so was Solana, so was Axie, and so were a lot of different coins that are in this little list right now. But if we're being realistic here, crypto hasn't gone down as much from where we expected it to go following heavy allegations like this, but I presume it's because most of the exchanges seem to be doing just fine. I should also say, if you think that this war is only on one side from the crypto exchanges and banks, no. I think they're trying to take down all crypto media piece by piece, like YouTube did back in 2019. UK's Financial Conduct Authority is to introduce new tough rules for marketing crypto assets, including a 24-hour cooling off period for first-time investors. At the same time, Binance US announces removal of trading pairs and pauses OTC trading services because they've been ordered to do so. I think the freeze was approved. Australian banks limit payments to crypto exchanges in light of scams. We talked about that one already. What ads, damn. Breaking news, more than 50 crypto tokens, including ADA, Luna, and TRX, now considered securities by the US SEC. Again, it is insane. Coinbase's Ethereum staking redemption surge following the SEC lawsuit, because again, people are kind of getting a little bit scared. And Coinbase said they're going to fight this head on, not going to stop anything. And I wonder, does this mean that because Coinbase is like going to have to delist almost every single crypto now, are they going to keep them all on there? Are they going to, out of principle, relist XRP as a middle finger to the SEC? Coinbase said they're not going to be taking down their staking service, so I wonder how robust their systems are going to be and how strong they want to stand in their spirit. But this could, again, be bullish for XRP. It's strange that I talk about it so much, I know, but it's the situation. It's just, it's so nice. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you put the notification bell on, because what if some crazy crypto news drops? You want to be notified, and that's about it.